Hey everybody, so I did a whole entire video that was just basically a generic so you want to go to Disney World, let me give you some tips that I've learned over the years type of video, right? So, and it had everything I talked about in that video were things that I was directly questioned or asked about by people. So it was basically like a Q&A but about Disney World. So if you want just like specific general information, you can go watch the video. It's in parts, it's pretty long, but it's like everything I could think of to share, you know, that might help you plan a trip or go there. So now what I want to do is I want to talk about like our Disney trip, right? Our specific Disney trip. And I know people have wanted us to, you know, I've asked, oh, you know, make a video, tell us about what you're planning for Disney World, how you're planning it, blah, blah. And as I said in my other video, I just was like, I don't know what to talk about. Like, so again, I got some feedback from people on our Facebook about what they would like to hear us talk about. So that's what I'm going to do. And I wrote it down. I have a list here. All right. So first off, we had a kind of hard choice to make about going to Disney World, and that involved Grayson, our now 15-month-old son. So should we take the 15-month-old or not? Well, when we first started planning our trip, he was a lot younger, and so one hand it was easy to say no because all we could see was him as that younger baby, and we were like, no, we don't want to have to bring this baby that's going to nap several times a day, whatever. But at the same time, the answer had to be yes, because I was like, I'm a nursing mom, like that's all he does, he just nurses, like what, you know? So we just made the decision that Grayson is free because he's under 2, so he's free to fly there, he's free to go there. So we were like, we can decide at the last minute. I was like, if he's still nursing, he has to come. If he's not, we'll decide, you know? So it came down to it. And now that Grayson has naturally weaned himself, I mean, he still nurses, but it's all for interaction with me, and it's very sporadic, and it's usually, it's usually for a few minutes at a time here and there. That's it. That's all that he does now. So nursing's not an issue. It's so funny, if you'd asked me 5 months ago, I would have been like, oh, he'll be nursing still, because I never would have imagined he would be too busy to not want to nurse that much, but he is. So I think we made the hard choice just to not take Grayson. And I know some people are gonna be like, why? How could you do that? But here's the thing. If we didn't have, we have someone here. We have my parents who can watch him. So we have, not only do we have like an option of somewhere to leave him, we have like the best option. If he's not in my arms, the best place he could be are in one of his grandparents' arms. And so we have like the best option for him. Another reason that helped me make this decision is that I took him to the zoo twice, and he really couldn't handle it the day. He had some meltdowns that were not typical of him. He needed his naps, but didn't want to nap there in the stroller. It was just a really difficult day. And those days made it easier for me to be like, okay, he'd probably be better off here. I think he would be happier, honestly, if he wasn't there. Grayson's very schedule oriented, and that's not how I'm not a schedule person. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I like following a schedule, but I don't like to be stuck to that schedule. However, I can totally respect that Grayson thrives when he's on a schedule. I get it. So that actually made me feel better. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I still have some mommy guilt where I'm like, but he would like Winnie the Pooh. So I think about that sometimes, but at the same time I'm like, you know what, he's gonna go, and we're gonna go in another year or 2. He'll definitely go with us then. He's gonna love it then. And now he's gonna stay with my parents, and they're gonna spoil the heck out of him, and he'll probably have more attention than I can give him. And, you know, he'll be happy, and, you know, we'll be able to go. I feel like another thing is that lately Sophie, I feel like I constantly have to tell her, no, don't do this, no, be quiet, blah, 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 your brother. I'm always constantly telling her, you know, or he'll go over and just bother her, and I have to constantly, I try to be on her side, but it's hard. I'm sure to her it seems like I'm constantly reprimanding her and not him. So I really think that it would be good for her to go and have some quality time with us. I think that is going to be really fun. I think it'll be really awesome. And since Grayson is weaned and he does have a fabulous place to stay and loving arms, it's like, why not, you know? So yeah, that was definitely a hard choice. But it's, you know, and I still at this moment, right when we're about to go, I'm like, it makes me feel kind of bad. But then I think about the days at the zoo that we just had, and I'm like, And like I said, if we didn't have this fabulous option, I would bring him and I would not even care. I would bring him and I wouldn't sweat it, and I wouldn't let him needing naps bother us. I would just go and I would make the best of it, and we would have a great time. But since I do have this fabulous option, that's what we decided. So yeah, so now we're gonna go, and it's gonna be just really special for Sophie. And you know, we'll do something special with Gray when he's older too. Next is a stroller. I'm not gonna bring a stroller. Sophie's really good. She loves the stroller, don't get me wrong. We have that Britex Be Ready. She likes the bottom seat. She gets in it. It's like her little, as one of my friends at Zubu had said, it's like her man cave, but like for a preschooler. She loves it. Like, that's her thing. So she loves the stroller, but I think she's 3, you guys. She can walk. She's fine. She walks long distances. When we don't have the stroller, she doesn't even notice it. So I think we're gonna not do a stroller. And if we get there and it seems crazy and she needs one, I'll just rent one, or I'll go buy a cheap umbrella stroller at Walmart, and then I will donate it to charity before we fly back. So schedule, we're not going to be on a schedule. Sophie doesn't really take naps. She does get tired. we're just gonna play it by ear, and if we're out and she seems really cranky because she's exhausted, then we'll go back to the hotel and we'll hang out there and we'll let her nap. I'm not going to let that bother me. We're just going to go, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to, you know, be open to the fact that we may have to do that and we may not. We're not gonna sweat it, and I'm not gonna care about a bedtime if we're up late, and if we're sleeping, I'm not gonna worry about any of that. We're just gonna go and we're gonna have fun. And then what resort did we choose? We chose the Caribbean Beach Resort. It's looked really fun. I picked it mainly because one of the pools that they have has a pirate ship in it, and I thought Sophie would love that. So that's a weird reason to pick a hotel, but that's why. So that's the hotel we're staying at. We're going to stay at that one. I'm really excited. I've never stayed there. I've stayed at lots of them, and so at all different levels of them, but I've never been at that one, so it'll be new for all of us, which will be really fun. And then the other thing is like packing tips and things like that. Well, as you guys who have been with me for a long time know, I'm a list maker, and I make lists, and Disney World's no exception. I use that OneNote program that I absolutely adore, although I just got a Mac, so I'm gonna have to switch that. But anyway, I have a whole little tab in that program that's all about Disney, and I've got my list going, and Sophie's list going, and Kyle's list going. I have a list that's just our documents, what documents we need to bring, like for tickets and the airport and all that stuff. I have a list that's just electronics. I have a to-do list for the trip to get ready for it. So that's kind of what I'm doing there. And then in terms of like actual packing tips, okay, so we're going, it's going to be in the 80s, and the night it'll be in the 60s, so we shouldn't really need anything. We shouldn't even really need jackets, but I'm going to bring a very, very light jacket for all of us, and I'm also going to bring a pair of thick cotton tights for Sophie that we could put on under a dress or under shorts, so that if the day does get a chill in it and we're out late, that'll be warm enough. And Sophie's gonna wear a lot of like little lightweight dresses just to be real comfortable in, or play shorts, things like that. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna wear shorts. I'm not gonna wear anything tight. It's all gonna be like my most comfortable shorts. I'm wearing like walking flip-flops. I have a pair that I love, and then I asked people on my Facebook for like their favorite kind, so I could get a second pair. Because I actually like prefer to wear walking flip-flops when I go to Disney World. That's what I usually wear. I wear like flip-flops that have like a more of an actual arch support, and like a tennis shoe bottom, but they're a flip-flop. That's like what I'm really comfortable in there. I like that more better than even tennis shoes. So that's what I'm gonna wear. And Kyle will probably wear like boat shoes or flip-flops, or the same thing, but like really well broken in ones that have good traction, not just like little cheap old navy ones. Oh, and then also the other thing is like Sophia and the rides, like how much can she actually do? Well, 40 is the magic number to us at Disney World. When you hit 40 inches, you can ride pretty much everything. So we were really, really hoping that Sophie would hit 40 inches, and she did not. She's almost 40 inches, but not quite, and they're pretty strict about it there. So there's some things that I was hoping she'd get to do that she's not gonna get to. But once again, we're not gonna sweat it. You can actually still do, there's so much to do if you're not 40 inches that we're not gonna miss out. And then the stuff that, they have parent swap there, where you all wait in line, and then like one parent gets on and the other one sits with the child, and then you swap so you can all ride it. Plus, we are going for 8 days, 9 days, something like that. And Kyle's parents and his sister, my sister-in-law and her husband, they're going, but only for like the first part of the trip. So we're going to be there by ourselves for half the trip, but the first half they're going to be there too. So we're just going to make sure that some of those rides that we want to ride that she can't, we're going to ride them those days when someone's there to kind of hang out with her while we go ride them. So we kind of thought it through. And so yeah, and then we did get the dining plan just because we eat at the restaurants a lot and it's a good deal if you do that. So basically, like, we'll eat at we'll get like a quick service meal, which is just like where you go up and you pick up your food and you check out and whatever, nothing fancy. But we'll also eat at like a nice restaurant, and we'll do that every day. That's what we do every time we go, because part of the fun for us is going to the cool restaurants. So we're gonna do that, and I've already told Sophie, I'm like, you get a dessert every day because it's gonna be awesome. And she's like, oh, wow. So anyway, and the other things I'm making sure I'm bringing are sunscreen, Advil, like headache medicine, not just like, not kid ones, like ones for Kyle and I, because I hate when you're on trips and you get headaches. Sunscreen, obviously. Yeah, oh, and then the other thing is like, am I gonna film it? How am I gonna do our vlogs? Am I gonna have the daily vlogs up? And that's where it gets tricky. So my plan, I go back and forth. Part of me's like, I don't know, like part of me's like, nah, I'm not going to, and part of me's like, yeah, why not? It's not, you know, I can do it. So here's the thing, I think I'm gonna play it by ear. I don't want to get back to the room at 10 and be really tired and then like have to like still edit my vlog, and then when we have to get up early the next morning. I don't want to be tied down to that, so I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try to do them still, but they may be shorter. Like I might just do shorter ones. That might be what I do. I might just try to do shorter ones. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to put up something every day. I would like to not interrupt the daily vlogs if I can help it. But, you know, if something comes up, I don't want to have to worry about it. You know, I'm sure you guys can understand that. So, and maybe what I'll do too is try to post, if like Sophie's doing something funny or something funny is happening, I'll try to post like some quick videos. Maybe on this channel, maybe on our second channel, which I'll put the link below. It's our second channel. It's called Go Team Hale. I might put up like some short little videos there too, but yeah, I'll try. I'm gonna try to keep up with the daily vlogs, but I'm not gonna promise that, because like I said, I don't want to, it's my vacation, so I don't want to, you know, I like doing these vlogs, but I don't want it to feel like a chore when I'm there, you know, because then that's not fun. So, but yeah. And if you guys have any ideas on how I could handle it, like if you have like a creative way to, I don't know, if you think of something, tell me. Maybe there's like a better way for me to do this. I don't know. Okay, so that's it. That's how we're doing it. If you want anything else specifically, like maybe our list or something, just ask below, or if there's a more specific question, I'll try to address that. So just let me know. All right, you guys, so that's what we're doing, and it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited. We leave Friday, so yay! All right, bye guys.